All right, so I'm just gonna walk you through how to import and display point data from a CSV file. So this is something that might be useful for you when it comes to your final projects. It's also just an important task to be able to know how to do in ARC in general. So you'll notice if you drag the shelters.csv to the table of contents, it doesn't show up on your map. And that's because if you open the attribute table, it's just text file, right? But you can open the attribute table, you can see the name, the capacity, and you see there is latitude and longitude. So we've got these point locations, so we can display them. It's pretty simple to import XY data, but you just have to make sure you're cautious about a few things. So you right click and you go display XY data. You should see the input table should be shelter.csv. It will automatically export to your geodatabase. Now, if your rows are, if your columns are labeled latitude and longitude or something similar, ARC is generally smart enough to know which is which, but if there's a typo or something, you'll have to manually specify it just using this dropdown. Right, but so X is going to be longitude, that's the one's going this way, and Y is going to be latitude, the one's going this way. Now, it's important to know, and again, ARC should be smart enough to know if you're inputting latitude, longitude data that the coordinate system is going to be the GCS WGS 1984. This is just a geographic coordinate system because latitude and longitude data is not projected, right? It's just latitude, longitude. The city just drew this, they just found points on Google Maps, put it in a CSV file, and sent it to you. You have to convert it yourself. So if you click Run, this will take a second, and then it will import and show the XY data. Now you'll see you'll have this shelters XY table 2 point. I have a 3 here because I ran this process a couple times. So if you look at the properties, you'll notice that this layer is in the WGS 1984. But we want the layer to be in the BC Albers projection like the rest of our data. So we're actually going to reproject this. So we're just going to, under geoprocessing, just type project. And you'll see project data management. And so this is a tool that allows you to change from one coordinate system to another. In this case, we're going to take our data that's currently just in a geographic coordinate system, and we're going to project it into the BC Albers. So we'll take shelters XY table to point 3. We will change the output name to proposed shelters. For the output coordinate system, you can choose from some of the layers that are already in here. So municipal boundary is already in BC Albers 1983. So we could select that from the dropdown. The other way to find it is if you click here, you can find it under layers, or if you go to projected coordinate systems, national grids, Canada, you should find the, you can parse it down further if you search for Albers. So then under projected coordinate systems, national grids, Canada, you should see BC Albers here is the first one. So that's the long way to do it if you need to find a specific projection. So click OK, and then you click Run. And now you'll have your proposed shelters in the proper coordinate system. So you'll notice that both of them display in the same location. It doesn't make much of a difference which one is turned on. They're in the exact same place, but that's because ARC Pro is doing something called project on the fly, where it's taking this layer that is not in the same coordinate system as your map and all the other map layers and displaying it like it is. So this is nice for visualization purposes, but when you're actually analyzing and working with data, the best practice is to make sure that everything is in the same coordinate system. So you don't need this shelters XY table to point anymore. You can remove it from your table of content, and you can remove it from your geodatabase by deleting it. So Now you've just got this proposed shelters and it's in the proper projection.